Around 30 to 40, he started having these spontaneous out-of-body experiences. They freaked him out. He thought he had brain tumors. He thought he was going crazy. Every doctor he went to said he was perfectly fine.
Did every doctor say he was perfectly fine? Do you think every psychiatrist was like, yeah, you're cool?
It's time to get wild.
That was wild.
Welcome to That Was Wild. I'm Adam Macias, and this episode is going to be wild. This is a show where I talk to my wildly funny friends about the wild things happening in the world so you can learn from people's wild mistakes. And this episode is fitting to be crazy because I have a very special guest. She performs all over town. She's a hilarious comedian, improviser, and just a wild freaking person. She has been on the show already on our very special wild Halloween episode, telling some spooky witch-filled content for everybody. It is Lish DeVillier, everybody.
Hello.
How was I on that last name?
That was smooth.
It was pretty good.
That was smooth.
You know, that is a last name that requires smoothness. DeVillier.
Well, I feel like Macias, you know,
Yes.
like it's like
Which
also,
is-
you know,
yes.
I'm sure you get it butchered.
All the time.
Yeah.
You just kind of butchered it right now too, but it's totally fine.
It's because I'm a dumb hoe, you know.
Macias.
Macias?
Macias.
Macias.
But also,
It was a soft S. I knew it was a soft S.
it's also, you might be saying it right. Personally, I realized this later in life. I think it's supposed to be pronounced like gracias, right?
Okay.
Like Spanish, like
Okay.
with
Yeah.
gracias, right?
Like Macias.
Like Macias.
Okay.
But we say Macias.
Macias. Oh, so maybe you're wrong.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think we're missing an emphasis. Yikes.
Embarrassing.
I know it's embarrassing somewhere in the 20. We've been doing it pretty bad. We whiteified our own names. But anyway, speaking about whiteified our own names, what's that last name? Is that French?
It is. It's French. I did the Ancestry because,
Okay.
you know, I'm a white presenting woman.
I did
and
one of those. I did one of those 23andMe's.
Oh, yeah. I went with Ancestry because, like, someone was like, oh, 23andMe steals your soul. I don't know. Yeah, no.
Your semen.
So, I don't have any of that. So,
Oh.
congrats. You're in the semen database, I guess.
I tried to give them my semen. They're like, gross.
They were like, we thought this was saliva. It's so watery.
It's still watery, though. That's weird. Why is it so clear?
What is it? You're like, lots of pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Gross. So disgusting. No, so I'm actually Belgian of the Belgique origins.
Big waffle fan. I
I
love
do
their
love a
waffles.
waffle.
Love their waffles.
Love a waffle.
Love their waffles.
Love a waffle. Best waffles. What can I say?
They got huge waffles. I think we should build a wall out of their waffles.
A waffle.
We're going to build a wall, and the waffles are going to pay for them.
Oh, man, those dumb Belgians.
Okay, so a little Belgian.
A little Belgian. A little Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jew mixed in there. Yeah.
Nice. I found out I'm actually a little Jewish.
Ah.
Yes.
What part?
The nose.
Yeah. I was gonna make a foreskin joke, but I won't.
The foreskin. Then I got rid of it. I actually people have told me like my whole life, like they ask me, like, are you sure you're not Jewish? Which is weird because it's just like, you're Jewish. They've all, you know, like that's their way of being like, I'm sensing a vibe, right?
Yeah.
So much so I was like, I gotta check, and it turns out I am a little Ashkenazi.
You got a little bit of that.
I get a little Ashkenazi.
You got that Kanaz.
But I feel like most Spanish people are right because
yes.
it's all by way of Spain. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like I don't know if you can say this anymore, but gypsy. You know, through all of it.
Oh, you're canceled. It's Romani, actually.
Romani.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think the traveling salesmen of the world.
The gypsies. No.
The gypsies. Yeah.
I'm canceled too. There's actually, so my stepdad is like a Spanish Jew. There was like a whole thing when the conquistadors came through and they were converting everyone.
Right.
There was like a bunch of people that either fled or converted. So a lot of people find out that they have like Jewish lineage down
Yes.
the line. Yeah.
That does make sense. It
Yeah.
does make sense. Yeah. As far as I know, like there's a lot of Castaneda music, the Southern Spanish music. The flamenco is very much Ashkenazi, gypsy inspired music, which was
Yes.
all coming from Mediterranean. That whole kind of traveling area there.
There's like a so like you've heard of Hebrew.
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it.
I've
You've
heard
heard
of
of Yiddish, right?
Oh, have I?
Have I? There's like a half Spanish, half Hebrew called like Ladino.
Oh,
Yes, and like
Ladino.
Yes, we had a Panamanian rabbi for a little bit at my temple in Massachusetts when I
Really?
was younger. Yeah,
Panamanian.
yeah, he was from Panama, and
and
like like Jewish South American
Gotcha.
like lineage, and
This canal.
yeah.
Well, they fill it.
Aye. Yeah, so it's like there's a whole thing there. So welcome.
I do. Well, yes, I'm part of the tribe apparently.
Mazel.
But that's really cool. That's really cool. So, actually, speaking of your heritage, we can briefly get into this if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So you were talking about. I have a bit about my tattoos and just kind of discovering stuff about my tattoos and my interesting tattoo sessions. So you have some tattoos.
Right. So I started out. So you can't see any of them right now.
Right.
And nor will I show anyone because I actually am covered in hives right now. Mast cell activation syndrome girlies only. But yeah, I started out like with like ones that I could hide because of my very Jewish grandmother. But
speaking of Judaism, you can't get buried in the
Yeah, so like apparently they'll like remove the skin because it's just the thing. Because if like you're trying to be buried, because you're not supposed to be buried with anything man made. Like you're supposed to go natural.
You can get skin removed.
Well,
what a hack! There's always like I caught you there. If I leave the lights on Friday, you didn't
turn them on.
I didn't turn them on.
Yeah. If I have a nice goy do it for me, I didn't touch it myself.
Yes. I worked for like an AV company in like Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And they would have events on Saturday, and they were like, if we walk up to the microphone and it was on Friday. Technically, and I feel very bad about doing this accent, so don't cancel me.
Yeah.
But that they would literally be like that. Like they were always finding ways to like slightly get around it.
Yeah,
and it would be like just so happens they're raising money for like the Jewish Foundation for Republicans. I'm like, okay,
yikes.
On a Saturday. Okay, that doesn't sound very Jewish, but that's okay. Whatever.
The intersectionality of that is questionable. Yeah. No, we had at my temple growing up, we had like this like custodian groundskeeper, and he was like a facet of the temple, and he was like not Jewish, and he did all the like setup and stuff and like turn all the shit on, and it was like
Shabbos goy.
Yeah, the Shabbos goy.
I love it.
But he also was like, he had like a braid down his whole back. He had like a gray braid.
Sounded sick.
He
sounds sick.
I've always wondered about the secret life of, I can't remember his name. It's driving me crazy.
It sounds like a Travis.
I'm trying to, he was not a Travis.
Trevor.
My mom and my grandmother are going to be like, oh my God, how could you not remember?
How could you not remember Al? Al was a great guy.
I can't remember. No, Al's a very Jewish name. He wouldn't be Jewish.
You don't remember Michael?
I think it was Mike. It was something. It was like Mike or something. I don't know. It was, God. Damn. All right.
We'll call him. You want to call?
I should not call. This will turn into
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So you had a tattoo session where you discovered something interesting about your tattoo artist?
Yeah. So this was my first tattoo.
Okay.
So let me preface this by saying, like, I have a lot of emotions. I have a lot of feelings.
Interesting.
And so my first tattoo was.
I'm a man, so I don't really.
Oh yeah, no. Keep it all inside. Yeah.
I just so happen to be a triple cancer, so like that totally negates that. But whatever.
Oh yeah, no. Now I smoke a lot of weed about it, so I'm just like.
I smoke weed about it.
Yeah.
It's such a funny phrase.
That's all I do.
I smoke weed about it.
And then I do jokes. I'm like, can't feel pain if you're laughing. So my first tattoo is, I don't know if you're familiar with the poet W.H. Auden.
No, I'm not.
So he was a British poet, and he was alive during World War II.
Okay.
And he wrote this poem September 1, 1939.
Okay.
And
sounds like a pretty boring part of human history.
It was
Nothing much going on there.
It was an uneventful day, other than
not in Trump's America.
I'm pretty sure that they refer to it as the Blitzkrieg, but I won't. Oh, that sounds like a boring name to me. So he writes this poem, and it's basically like, humans are the worst.
Ooh.
And it's like, it's all that. It's like terrible. And like selfishness is bred into the bone of each woman and each man.
Wow.
Not universal love, but to be loved alone. Like, it's seriously like, do you need a hug?
Yeah.
WH? Like, are you like, but then the last verse is like the message of the just that needs to like continue being shared. And it's, may I, composed like them, of eros and of dust, beleaguered by the same negation and despair, show an affirming flame.
Holy guacamole.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm 21. I have a lot of feelings. I have a lot of thoughts on the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's what you got tattooed?
And that's what I got tattooed. So I go to this. I was friends with metalheads at the time.
At the time?
I mean, I'm still friends. Let's be real. I'm still friends with metalheads. And I had this buddy, and he was like, oh, my friend will open his shop up special. Like, you know, like we'll go there.
Get a hookup.
Yeah, I was like his
Nice.
tattoo friend. I was like, great.
That's
So
amazing.
It was great. So I go, and I'm like, this is what tattoo life is like.
Yes.
Jews
yes.
have been wrong.
This is what
Jews have been wrong.
But they were right about.
Little did I know. It's basically saying, like, you know, everyone has a bent towards extremism and like human emotion and will, and you know, and it's either you burn with affirmation and creation, and you know, whatever you burn with destruction and bullshit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, my choose not bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that. And so while I'm getting tattooed, this guy whips out a little vial from his pocket, a little glass vial, and there's like a white powdery substance in it, and he starts just like taking little sniffs off it, and I'm like, I'm sorry, is that no-dose? What is that? Like, I'm like,
No-dose.
what is that?
Are you a trucker that just went to 7-Eleven?
It was 11 p.m. Maybe he wanted to stay sharp. And he was like, oh, it's like a proprietary blend.
It's a proprietary blend
of secret herbs and spices. You know, and he was like, I call it Mad Max. And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Call this Mad Max. Is his name even Max?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was. And
he's sniffing it out of a vial.
It's like a little glass vial with
and you've never met this man before.
I've never met this man before. And it's like, you know, those little glass vials that have like, that like all the like Ren Fair nerds have with like the metal on the bottom. And it's like.
I never.
No, you know.
No. Okay. All right. Yes, I do.
It was like one of those where it was like, my tinctures. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, what the fuck are we doing right now?
Yes.
And then as he's like mid tattoo, like, I'm pretty sure this is a direct quote. Like, it's been quite some time. But he was like, you know, I'm not saying he was a good guy, but Hitler had some like pretty solid ideas.
It's so
like with like the, and I'm like, okay, don't move, don't show a Jewish twitch, like don't. It's like, are you harboring enemies of the state?
May I have some milk, please? Yeah. So tell me what your daughters are.
Yeah.
That is fucking terrifying.
It was so weird.
Especially considering that the tattoo is about the Blitzkrieg, which is, I'm assuming this man must have known about, right? Like what are the odds?
I think it was because we were discussing the origins of the tattoo.
Gotcha. Okay, so it was all part of the combo leading up to it.
It would have been way
What's this
worse.
tag?
It would have been way worse if it was just out of nowhere, like, so Hitler, am I right? Like, it would have been like
he just starts every combo like that. I'm just saying. Listen, you seem pretty chill. I know we've been talking about our, what we have for lunch, but I like that you ordered the house salad. Since you had pork, let me ask you this. Let me tell you this in your house salad. Since you put it,
there
had some good ideas
on both sides.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So you were like, didn't move.
I didn't move. I let him finish the tattoo because I was like, I don't know what.
Did you feel like the powers of your like Jewish ancestors compel you? Like, don't let a Nazi tattoo you. Don't let a Nazi tattoo you.
I was sort of like, is there like some like Nazi voodoo?
It's like a trap door opens up. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
And then I was like, oh, my poor grandmother. This is like a double whammy.
Yeah.
She did cry when she saw the tattoo.
Oh, she saw it.
Oh yeah, she cried.
Yeah.
She knows about all of them now. I have more. I have more. I have a Lorax up this side.
Oh, okay.
I have a big like lioness. It's a cliche, but it's like it's a embattled lioness.
Okay.
Because I got it after my hysterectomy.
Oh,
So
right.
like,
You had a hysterectomy
yeah.
that got removed from there.
Yeah.
You've had a storied wildly
storied life.
a history. I've always said, you should stop calling it hysterectomy. You should call it a
Hysterectomy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's imagine real quick because this is something we like to do. We give people second chances.
Okay.
So let's transport you back into that time where you are getting tattooed, and let's say you are getting tattooed. I am your tattoo artist. I'm tattooing you, and let's imagine you get a second chance to react that way. So
okay.
I know this is kind of crazy, but I know he's a bad guy, right? But he did have some good ideas. I'm just saying, I know this sounds crazy, but he did have some good ideas. I know. He's bad. He's bad. Hold on, just hold on. Let me just make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Don't move too much.
Okay, not moving.
Okay.
So what ideas do you think particularly were good and not bad?
Oh, just he's organized. Pretty organized.
He was.
Good fashion.
The uniforms looked neat.
Really good. Hold on, please stop moving. Why are you shaking?
I'm not.
Stop shaking.
I'm not. I'm so calm.
Why are your legs quick? Just go ahead. Just stop shaking. Okay, I'm just gonna bolt you down. Okay, we do this sometimes. I'm gonna strap you up real quick. Just strap you up. Okay.
Okay. Why does it say Dr. Mengele on the wall there?
Don't mind that. Anyways, I'm just gonna.
I'm so alarmed right now.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna. It's. You know what? I think this tattoo is great. I think it'd be better in German if I honestly. I'm just gonna put this.
Okay.
Put some umlauts in this right here.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to get my friend to, Sebastian, can you call him off? Could you? Nope. Okay.
No one's got here, dude. No one's got here, dude. Okay. Listen, okay, I'm just saying.
Okay.
He was a bad guy. He was a terrible person.
He did
terrible
atrocities.
Great mustache, though. Easily one of the top. You remember the mustache?
I mean, Charlie Chaplin did it first.
Fair, but who's remembered for it?
I mean, who's infamous for it?
It's not called a Chaplin mustache.
Well, now the cat has it, so I feel like that cat is maybe more famous.
What cat?
There's an internet cat that has a mustache.
I'm just saying, if somebody were to wear that same mustache, hold on, stop moving. Why are you? Don't walk away. It's not even finished yet.
I actually like it the way it is. I think that it's half done is more my aesthetic.
Interesting. Why didn't you even put the swastika on yet?
Oh, that's good. You know what? I think I'm good.
All right. Didn't really try to get out of it at all. Interesting.
I am a people pleaser.
Well, speaking of people, let's thank you so much for that.
You did bolt me down.
I did bolt you down.
I had some...
Well, there was acid next to you. You didn't even see that the shotgun was right next to you in that scene. There was a whole ass. You had your cell phone right there. You
brought me right back to the trauma.
Oh, this is a bad experience. Okay, well this time, actually, let's empower you. This time, okay. I'm you.
Okay.
And you're him. Okay, and I get to show you what you should have done.
Oh, that's better. That's better.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna take a little off my. Oh, okay. Now I'm ready to go. You don't mind different size letters on your tattoo, do you?
I think. And pause. I think I'm gonna leave now. You, sir, are bad. I'm leaving. Goodbye. And you know what?
Wow.
I'm leaving you a negative. I'm gonna give you a 2-star review because obviously businesses are. I respect small businesses, but I will never recommend you to any of my friends.
That is a really good response. You're a smart woman.
Oh.
But now it's a good story.
Well, speaking of wild people, let's talk about our first wild person of the week.
Yes.
So you famously talked about witches on the podcast.
I did.
Did you see Wicked yet?
Of course I saw Wicked.
Really? Oh wow!
Good. I saw it on the 22nd.
You saw it when it came out?
Yeah.
Did you watch? Have you seen the musical like production before?
Yeah.
Good movie?
You know, yes, it was a really good movie. There were definitely some parts that because I feel like it got I think because of the stars that were attached to it, I think it got different treatment than other musical adaptations.
Okay.
And not every musical adaptation got equal treatment.
Okay.
And there were some songs that maybe should not have been included. Yes, fine. But there were some reprises and stuff that we didn't really need. And they just were kind of like milking it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Whereas we did not get some really great numbers in Chicago, the musical.
Wow. Well,
sorry.
Sounds like
I have a lot of opinions.
When you went to the movie, you knew that what it was about.
Yeah.
Well, this woman, apparently, her kids were traumatized by the movie.
The movie Wicked traumatized my kids. Hi, mamas. As usual, I always try to come on here and give you warnings of the current dangers out there trying to attack our kids. Our little precious tiny babies. Our little ones.
Okay, all right. Our little precious tiny babies. Okay, you know what? Are they precious? I don't know.
Every mom thinks their child is precious. I think some of them are fine.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not into kids.
They're like,
I mean, they're fine. They're fine.
They're fine.
When they're
children.
older. I mean,
Yeah.
and I tutor. That's so funny. I'm a tutor. But it's I don't know.
Oh, you're a tutor. You know kids.
I know kids.
They're
and
honestly fine.
They're not all precious.
They're definitely not. I used to teach kids.
Oh my
They're
God.
honestly fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
When they're not around their parents, most of them are shitheads.
Yeah.
But anyways, precious babies.
Tiny precious babies.
Mamas. We need to...
Also,
Mamas.
I love the mamas.
Mamas.
I kind of love it.
Mamas.
I just want to start calling people mamas.
Mamacita.
Let's go back a little bit.
Tiny precious tiny babies. Our little ones, mamas. We need to protect them. We were invited to the premiere of Wicked, and...
Okay.
Mamas, let me tell you. Again, guard your hearts. Are your little ones current on their gut health check? I feel very...
Wait, hold on.
That's a non sequitur. I feel that is. Are they current on
Where
their
is this going?
gut health check?
We're already 27 seconds in. What are we even talking about? Wicked was at the top. Now we're talking about their biome. What's going on?
I was expecting a Chiron for a probiotic ad.
Yeah. Is this a mid-roll?
Line.
Yeah. Are we doing a mid-roll podcast for
What the fuck?
what's happening?
very lied to and tricked tricked into doing this. I thought because my kids are super duper fans of Ariana Grande and she wears pink in the movie.
Okay, so what? If for anybody watching, this is a woman, a mother apparently. We are now looking at a sticker of Ariana Grande in kind of pink. She appears to, she's in her Glinda Good Witch, right? That's the name of the character.
Yeah, Glinda the Good Witch.
Glinda the Good Witch character.
I thought it was going to be a nice princess movie.
So she's positing that because Ariana Grande is in pink, that she looks like a princess, and therefore Wicked, the movie Wicked, famously a prequel to the movie Oz, is about princesses.
Instead, it was full of witchcraft and dark magic.
Okay.
I could just feel this heavy presence and energy the whole time.
Okay. All right, thoughts?
So I feel like the heavy presence and energy was her.
Was her just losing her fucking mind?
Yeah.
Being like, oh my God.
Maybe she was in the theater with the guy doing poppers. Did you hear about that?
No.
There was a guy who was doing poppers in the theater during Wicked, and this woman posted about it on Reddit, and then he like claimed it. It was like, that was me.
That's hilarious. I also
Yeah.
love that there was bad energy because there's also been reports of people singing along to the songs, like the Taylor Swift movie. Like, so the idea that there's a bad energy while like a bunch of she, theys, and gays are like singing along to like all of the songs in like, she's like, there's a bad energy here. It's like, they're like, la, like there's, I don't know enough
I'm
of the
picturing
songs.
someone in her ear being like, no one mourns the wicked. Like, absolutely.
She's like, there's a dark energy here.
She's like, are they talking about me?
It's like, well, you have never been to theater camp because you would hate it then.
Oh, well, most people would. Yes.
I mean, like, yeah, she would. She sounds very Christian at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like my kids were affected by it. They got home and they were all trying to cast spells. Now they believe in magic. Now they believe in the
Yes, they're children. They're children.
They're all trying to get spells.
I remember when I walked out of RoboCop, I thought I was a robot cop. I was like walking out. I was like trying to get into the car. I was like, me and my brother were like, like just be like, see if I could move like that. Like that's their children. I didn't think I was actually a robot cop.
I used to play Pocahontas, and I did not actually think that
you
I
were
was a Native American princess climbing around. But
you could have.
I could have. But no. Unhinged. Truly, people are so fucking misinformed. And also didn't we already do this with not to bring up TERFs, but didn't we already do this with Hogwarts?
Harry
like
Potter
the Harry Potter thing. I remember when I turned 11, I was like, my letter's coming. Like I was like, where's my fucking album?
I know. You're thinking that this is like drummed up like outrage just for the sake of having outrage.
Yeah, because it doesn't even have the same like universe cult following that Harry Potter had, and it's like she's totally bandwagoning.
There's definitely more gay people in love with Wicked for sure.
I see the lie behind her eyes.
The darkness of hell. My 12-year-old fell off the roof trying to fly on a broom.
Okay,
I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
All right,
I don't buy it.
I think we've been had. This is bullshit.
I don't believe her.
No, she did not.
No.
Since we know that the only way to light is our Father, Savior, Baby Daddy Jesus.
Baby Daddy?
Baby Daddy Jesus.
Wait
she's full of shit.
This is a bit.
She's full of shit.
Baby Daddy. I've never heard. Wait, somebody just said that. Wait, Jesus isn't the baby daddy.
No, well,
God is the.
Jesus is the baby, and he's
also the baby.
Daddy.
Well, Jesus is the baby. He's also the baby daddy.
He's
God is the baby daddy.
God's the uncle daddy.
I am the Holy Trinity, the baby daddy, the baby,
uncle daddy,
and the uncle daddy.
The kids are going to be staying home from school this week, and for the rest of the week, I've called the deliverance team at church, and they're going to be praying for us. So mamas, if you can, do not go watch that movie. Stay home with your babies and protect them, okay? Maybe wait until like after January 5th and go watch the movie, or just wait until it's streaming at home so you can watch it at home.
Wait, why after January 5th?
That seems insurrection.
Yeah, like what the hell? Dude, till Trump is inaugurated? Wait, this election is certified?
I don't see any other way. I think you're going to have to sit this one out.
Wait, is this a spam? Is this a satire account?
Is she real?
A couple of weeks ago, I made this video talking about the dangers of the new movie Moana.
Oh.
And mamas, I'm here to say it again and emphasize it. Guard your little ones. What's stressing me out today? Well, what's stressing you out? My husband has toys in the dining room.
What the fuck?
Like sex toys?
Hi, Christina. You remind me of my ex's mistress.
They're grown
She got
ass
pregnant with him while I was pregnant and married.
Dude, what? This lady is fucking bonkers.
What? TikTok is rotting our fucking brains, dude.
But also, it's the greatest thing ever, and I'm so glad I was able to discover this woman. Okay.
Yes, but also, goodbye, brain cells. Goodbye.
I mean, okay, the fact that the movie's called Wicked. All right, anyway.
I know. I want to not believe her. I'm concerned that maybe she's not being fake. That's a weird double. That was a quadruple negative.
Quadruple negative. But I do think
quadruple negative.
Quadruple negative. It's a quadruple negative. No, I mean, I think this is her thing. I think she goes up against movies and stuff, against trad wife, anti-Christian culture stuff, and I think this is her thing. Like
trad wife,
Homer Simpson, trad wife, trad
Trump's
wife.
America, trad wife.
The January 5th thing was like, I don't even know.
I didn't like that.
There's some QAnon stuff. It's got to be some Q stuff happening there.
I didn't like it.
Okay, so I just have so many questions of what could have tipped it away. I mean, there's a green lady that she think it was She-Hulk, maybe. Does she think She-Hulk is Christian? Is she like, what is she?
She-Hulk is definitely not Christian. She-Hulk.
Oh, there's a woman working,
but She-Hulk fucks like
and twerks
and twerks.
She can't have
She was fucking and twerking all over.
What movies
Disney
are
Plus.
good if you can't watch Moana? If you can't watch Moana, like what movies are good?
We didn't even watch that. What did she say was wrong with Moana?
I don't even.
I don't think we need to. I only have a few brain cells left. Like I said, lots of weed. Lots of weed.
Lots of weed.
Lots of weed.
Lots of weed. Wait, so did you have any other thoughts about Wicked Lady and her kids?
I guarantee you she doesn't vaccinate them. Like,
oh, for sure. For sure.
And not because of autism, but because she's like a crazier conspiracy
theory. Like God will protect them.
Yeah, or
not even
there's
like
5G nanobots in all vaccines.
Yeah, like Jesus is the way, and if we're destined to get sick, the quicker we'll get to heaven.
Yeah.
I'll meet him in heaven regardless.
Leprosy.
But I mean, parenting is hard. You know, parents are rough. You know, it's not easy being a parent. I grew up with some I grew up in a ratchet ass family. I don't know about you.
Oh, well, so I have a great I
can talk about this.
I have a great stepdad. So like I will say that like
good.
My like later formative years were like better, but like I had a really fucked up early childhood.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. That's and like it's.
And you got tattoos before that? And you're a comedian?
Oh yeah.
That's weird.
It's like, why is she like this?
We're all pretty well rounded.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It's that early childhood trauma.
An outlier.
So weird. So weird. Yeah. No. So and I do stand up about this, and like my mom got me in like therapy and shit. So like I'm.
You talk about this on stage.
I talk about it on stage.
I've heard you talk about it on stage
Yeah.
before.
Like I'm
pretty
healed.
Fascinating.
I'm healed. But yeah,
I'm healed, says the person that's healed.
I'm healed.
I'm healed.
I'm fine. But so my biological.
That's what these kids will be saying. I'm healed.
I'm fine.
I watched Wicked and I fell off the fucking roof.
My arm broke in a weird way because my mother doesn't believe in traditional doctors.
I do want to say that. It would be like, that kid's... I think maybe that kid wanted to like leave the house. That's what I'm saying, right? Like
leave the house, leave the planet.
Yeah, that kid wanted to like get out of that. They're jumping off a broom off the house. I think they probably wanted to go.
I think they know that they can't fly.
They're wanting to run away.
Yeah, they know they can't fly.
In some way.
That kid knows they can't fly.
Yeah.
South Park did an episode about this. Since the dawn of time.
But going back to your parents, your family, you said you growing up to with you had some trauma and you've joked about it and you're healed.
I'm fine. So my biological father was like a diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic, and only the cutest girls.
At least your dad was diagnosed.
Oh well, see,
my parents didn't even go to therapy.
Well, see, what happens though is that when you're diagnosed, you got to stay on your medicine. And so he was an artist and was like, it interferes with the painting. And so he kept.
He didn't even try.
He didn't even try.
Yeah.
He kept going off of it, and it's like, oh, but there's a baby in the house. And then he had like a full psychotic break when I was 3, and tried to kill my mom and me.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Whoa!
What?
When you were 3?
Yeah.
Do you remember any of it?
It's like actually my first memory is like
How did you try to do it?
That's why I mentioned I don't know the specifics of that. I remember so my mom told me the story, and he kept us like trapped in the house for like a week.
Whoa.
And and it was like my grandparents like got involved, and this was like back in the day when you could like call and like leave a plane ticket for somebody at an airport. Like there used to be a time where you could like just like call a ticket in for someone in someone's name.
Yeah.
And so like they got tickets for us. The state troopers were called and like came out, and it's like a scene
they got
from a
tickets
movie.
for you. Like if you go to the airport, you can get out of there.
Yes, we can just flee.
Gotcha.
And then there's like one part of the story where like the troopers were like coming to like escort us or something, and that his father like was taking him away, and then he realized what was happening, and his dad was driving him on the highway, and he punched his dad out while he was driving and like barrel rolled out of the car and like went to come back to the house. And like we were gone at that point, but like yeah. So it's like a movie.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy
kind of like
movie.
like there's like a Halloween like serial killer, like this guy like is defying all odds, trying to get back to you guys.
But it's like, and we all know that all horror movies are just an allegory for mental illness. We all know this.
Really?
Yes. Oh, yes.
You
didn't know? It's all a metaphor.
Interesting.
It's all a metaphor for mental illness.
Huh. I just thought Get Out was like about something spooky.
Well, okay, fine. But I feel like if you're watching a horror movie and then you think about it through that lens, you're like, oh, what are they saying about female hysteria? And like, yeah. But
like I just thought Hereditary was about like spooky stuff.
Oh, that's also about that's so deeply about mental illness. Come on.
No,
Hereditary? You picked like one of the few movies that actually is
I think
about.
it's like about a spook, just like a spooks, like a spooky thing, like
No, I'm pretty sure Hereditary was actually about like schizophrenia, wasn't it? No.
It's just like ooh.
Ooh.
I thought it was just like
ooh,
scary vibes.
Now they're chopping themselves. Ooh. Okay.
I just thought it was like that's a scary mom.
Oh, we're scared. Oh, look, a nun. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, and then my mom like did the single mom thing for a while, and then she met my stepdad, and I have a stepbrother. And he's great.
So, have you any contacts with your dad ever since then?
Yeah, there was like a weird he like ended up in the hospital like a couple years ago, and I ended up being his healthcare proxy for a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was.
What was that like?
Traumatizing. It was like, what am I doing?
Why did he pick you to do that?
No one else would do it. He was like a ward of the state, and and everyone thought that it was like going to be like the end of life care.
Is he still around?
He's back out on the streets in
out there
Indiana somewhere. Yeah. I think this is like how I ended up just like developing like a comedy bent for it, because after a certain point you just kind of have to like let go of things that you cannot control, and like you have to like let go your emotional attachments to things, and just kind of see like the irony and like the like absurdity and stuff. And like, that's why it's okay for me to joke about. And I
Right.
joke about like all the bad shit that's happened to me.
Well, speaking of Judaism, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm looking something up just so I can reference
No, I
it.
totally believe that you're not being super rude to me while we're dying. No.
There's this book that I'm reading right now called Man Searching for Meaning by Viktor E. Frank, where it's about a psychiatrist who went to Auschwitz during World War II, and he talks about his experience during that and about the Jewish people there, and he weirdly was like talks about it in two different fragments of like his personal experience and then his experience as a psychiatrist observing people. And one part of it is that how quickly they were joking about it.
Yeah.
How quickly that when they were told to take off all their clothes, they were making jokes.
Yeah.
Like within seconds.
Yeah.
Like, can you believe how crazy this is and shit?
Yeah.
Within like moments. So like the moments of like, if they can laugh in that moments, it's like Hogan's Heroes or whatever, where it's about like Nazi Germans being like, wow, I'm going to get you or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I think those were all written by Jewish writers and stuff like that. Like they were joking like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were literally making fun of these people and joking like hard jokes.
It's
in those moments.
It's a resilience culture mentality.
Totally.
Of like for some reason the story that's coming to mind, my great-grandfather, I was very lucky to know my great-grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And he like lived through the Great Depression and like had a very tough life. And he was like the funniest guy ever. And he loved drag queens. Like he would take my great grandmother and my grandmother out to like drag shows. And so like he would
Really?
take the family out to drag shows.
That's amazing.
Because they were like very raunchy and funny and like the humor.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, it's like this like old Depression era Jew, you know, is like, oh, I see the value in like the absurd and the, you know, the making light of things. And, you know,
what do you joke about with that part of your upbringing?
It's funny because I had a set last night and I did this joke where I have a whole like bit that I do about daddy issues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very relevant in our culture today. And I wanted to like write a little bit about that. And so I opened the joke by basically being like, you know, I have a hard time dating because I have a hard time setting boundaries. But, you know, it's hard to set boundaries when growing up, there's literally no boundary between your dad's fist and your face. Right? And that always catches a lot of people off guard because like I don't give a lot of lead into that.
And then it caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Well, his fist did actually.
Yeah. And then the tag I have for that is like, oh, you don't like that punchline?
Yeah. I didn't either.
But so then last night there was a group of guys at the show who went to a comedy show to talk, which is always so much fun.
Just so fun.
We love that.
Love it.
We love interaction. By the way,
just come in. Hey, you want to be part of the show too? We love it.
It's time for you to talk too. And he called out, I'm sorry that happened to you. And I'm like, don't be sorry. It made me funny. You know, like it's so weird. Like if I'm up there joking about it, like it's okay.
Yeah. You've already it's happened before.
Yeah.
You did it for a reason. There's a reason why.
Yeah. And I talk about like my hysterectomy too. I'm like totally cool with that.
Hysterectomy.
My hysterectomy.
Come on,
we're
it's
rebranding.
2025.
We're rebranding.
It's gonna be 2025. Okay, wow. That's fucking wild. Thank you for sharing that. Pretty harrowing stuff there. Speaking of harrowing.
Yes.
Let's get a little wild.
I'm excited.
Let's get a little wild for you.
I'm so excited.
This is what I've been trying to do here in the show, is getting extra crazy in the show, extra wild in the kind of final meat of the show with some wild ideas. And I discovered this, that apparently the CIA published a document recently that said that women's wombs, womb.
Yeah. Or wombs, yeah.
Yeah.
The womb, not the fetus.
The womb.
Yeah.
Was a portal to other dimensions.
I believe it.
Let's take a look.
You know that declassified CIA document that says we live in a holographic reality? That the woman's womb is a portal? That you can literally send your consciousness to anywhere, whether it's past, present, or future, through astral projection and remote viewing? Yeah, well, the reason why the CIA was looking into this, because of this man. This is Robert Monroe. My previous video was all about him. He was born in the 1900s and he was a very successful...
Already, I'm like, what's going on?
He really skipped over a couple
There's
things
a lot,
there.
lots of stuff
He was
happening.
like, you know that document where like all this insane shit? Anyways.
Yeah,
You're
like, wait. I'm sorry, what?
What?
What's going on?
Yeah, the womb and the astral projection.
Astral projection. Okay, so how familiar are you with astral projection?
So I know of it.
Okay.
I know of it. And
I'm a big fan of astral projection.
Are you?
Yes.
Do you astrally project?
I was into it a lot when I was back in my stoner days.
Oh, that tracks.
Okay. I was a big fan of meditation. Up until I was like 22, I stopped doing it.
Okay.
I had some bad trips with mushrooms, but I did a lot of mind palacing. Did a lot of mind palace.
Mind palace.
Which, if you're not familiar, it's creating a space in your head, organizing of your thoughts, healing through mental focusing of through your mind and stuff like that, and trying to astral project, which I think I did a few times, but it's hard to tell.
Look
I was
at this guy.
pretty fucking high, though.
Look at
they
this
say you're not supposed to be high doing it, but apparently Joe Rogan says it's cool. But whatever.
We know
before,
Joe Rogan.
hey, this was before Joe Rogan even endorsed Bernie Sanders, so who knows? Before he was even doing podcasts, can you believe?
Wow.
He was barely a comedian.
What a time to be alive.
Back when Joe Rogan was only ruining Carlos Mencia's career and not his own. Anyways, astral projection essentially, and this is a true thing. So it's the CIA. They really work. There's been movies about it. There's documentaries. They've been trying to do it. If you're a big fan, this is a Joe Rogan podcast now, but essentially they've been trying to do this for a long time.
It was like Stranger Things, and they were
Stranger Things. There was a movie called Men Who Stare at Goats.
Oh, I saw that. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the story.
Yes. They essentially were trying to find people that wanted to find them and locate them so that they could later be murdered. It's absolutely wild. But anyways.
Oh, America. Okay.
Somehow that relates to women's fetuses.
Around 30 to 40, he started having these spontaneous out-of-body experiences. They freaked him out. He thought he had brain tumors. He thought he was going crazy. Every doctor he went to said he was perfectly fine. So he used his resources to hire a team of scientists to run experiments to figure out...
Did every doctor say he was perfectly fine? Do you think every psychiatrist was like, "Yeah, you're cool. I think there's no other explanation for what's happening."
I don't know. So you're having out-of-body experiences, but other than that, you sound perfectly fine to me.
You sound chilled the fuck out, my guy.
We have yet to. I mean, we have never studied the brain ever, but according to hold on, let me smoke 12 cigarettes in front of you.
Yeah, right.
But you look fine.
You look great. You look great.
If what he's been experiencing could be replicated. He wanted to see if they could map out and explore as much of consciousness as they could. This is Tomas Campbell, an incredibly gifted physicist who was part of Bob Monroe's team. Campbell is very famous for his works in applied physics and metaphysics. So why did he want to work with Robert Monroe? When he was in college, he had some monks that came who offered to teach people how to meditate if they brought them a piece of fruit, I believe. He had time to kill. He thought it was going to end up being a scam. He gave his banana, and it was a life-changing experience for him. Being the scientist that he is, he was trying to figure out how to explain what he experienced, and he couldn't. So he got a job and continued to meditate. One day, he heard that Bob Monroe was coming into town talking about the out-of-body experiences that he's had. He with some coworkers went to go listen to him. Monroe mentioned that he was looking for scientists so that they could test what he experienced to see if they could replicate it. Campbell was like, "I'm a scientist. I'd love to work with you." But you see, Campbell was still relatively young. Monroe was looking for older scientists that had some credibility to their name, who had a track record, but none of them wanted to work with him. They all thought it was woo-woo nonsense. So Campbell and a couple of other young scientists joined the team. Campbell's biggest focus was to bring scientific validation to everything that was being done. He wanted to demystify the mysticism. He wanted to use the scientific process to explain everything. But they studied it systematically. They were able to separate genuine experiences from anecdotal claims or misunderstandings. His book, My Big Toe, which documents the entire journey, freaking mind-blowing, guys. Freaking mind-blowing. For example, in the East, they talk about these sacred mantras, sacred words that if you repeat can take you to higher states of consciousness. What they found through testing is that it's not specific word, but rather the tone, the vibration that it carries. I believe in the book, he says you could even say something like Abba-bardi-dum, Abba-bardi-dum, and just repeat that. You can achieve the same thing. It honestly is one of the most fascinating books I've ever read. It bridges the gap between science and spirituality so well. But it doesn't stop there. He describes his journey of being able to access higher states of consciousness and the interdimensional beings that live in a higher vibration than we do, spiritual guides, if you will, he met in the teachings he got along the way. You know how there's a declassified CIA document that maps out the Galactic Federation?
Wait,
yeah, well, some
what?
people have experience.
You guys know how there's just like a CIA document that maps out the Galactic Federation?
Who is he talking to? Who are his friends?
Who are his followers that are all like, the Galactic Federation?
Do you guys know how this? What?
What is the Galactic Federation?
I don't even know.
With it. Craziest thing too is you only have access to it if they let you have access. He described one journey where he was meditating and basically there were two beings. They're like, hey man, you're where you need to be with your progress. You can't do this anymore. And he's like, the door was sealed. He wasn't able to access those states of consciousness for 20 years until someone reopened it. The reason why he called the book My Big Toe is because these are the things that he has learned through experience. And his only objective is to lay out the information so that other people can gain knowledge through experience, which of course experience is the greatest teacher. So what does Thomas Campbell say that this life is? Oh, he says it's a simulation. Yeah, he says we're in a holographic reality.
100% though.
Oh, he says it's a simulation. But what does that even mean?
Well,
like we're all like in a matrix pod somewhere being gooped?
No.
Oh, no.
No. That's the odds. Well, this is actually trippy as shit. You ready for this?
I don't know. I don't know.
You ready to get some more hives?
Oh,
okay.
God. Okay.
Okay. So first off,
the people will see.
Okay. First off, the consciousness stuff is crazy to me. I do want to find out more about the fetus thing because that's crazy.
Is it fetus or is it womb?
I don't know why I keep saying the womb. Sorry. Yeah, okay. The womb. The womb thing is crazy to me. But, you know, it's whatever, like transportation through a woman's womb because we're being transported through birth and life.
What does it mean that I don't have one anymore?
You're not a Stargate anymore.
Fuck you.
Your Stargate is closed. You have to remove your Stargate for other reasons, I guess, for health.
Baron Karen Stargate is closed.
But the simulation shit is crazy because like the fact that if we're able to conceptualize that, this is trippy. The fact that if we're able to conceptualize that there is a simulation pretty much guarantees that we are in a simulation.
Wait.
Because
okay.
And if you think about it,
okay.
Fuck it. There's a really good show with Nick Offerman on Hulu called Devs. It's a really fucking great show.
Wait, Debs?
Devs, D-E-Vs. Not Debs, like short for Debbie's.
Okay,
yeah.
Like
hi, my name is Deb.
It's a multiverse of Debs.
Just a bunch of neighbors named Debs being like, you gonna want some pie?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's Devs. It's about this computer developers, software developers. But it's essentially for AI. But essentially it's just saying that like a supercomputer could be created that could be so powerful that could, with a level of AI that could be so realistic and that could create a consciousness in AI, if that is possible, which we potentially could be at one point, at one time, it could be possible, right? If we are able to conceptualize that and make that, which we're pretty much sure that we could do that, right?
I don't know. Have you seen some AI? It can't even make hands. It can't even make hands.
Yes. With a few fine tuning, it can though, right? If you ask it to redo it, it'll do it, right?
Yeah.
With a few quantum computing and bigger and better processing. All that to say, if we have a strong enough computer to create a fake reality,
Okay.
there is nothing that's stopping that fake reality to be creating another fake reality that then's creating another fake reality that's creating another fake reality.
Futurama do an episode about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the simulation theory has been around for a long time.
Okay.
But essentially, it's saying that like because we have conceptualized it, it pretty much guarantees that we are living in a simulation. And take it one further, the idea of religion and God, it's essentially simulation theory is religion, if you think about it.
Okay. Okay.
I just threw a lot at you.
Okay, wait, but
Yes.
so what is simulating us then?
A quantum AI computer.
But where?
Somewhere some computer. There is a universe zero.
Is space real?
Yeah, there is a universe zero somewhere. There is a real world, but the chances that we are in it are like 1 in like 100 billion trillion.
I don't like that.
That's pretty crazy. But if you think about it, though, I mean, what's the difference between if we feel real, if our emotions are real? What's the difference between our realness and Universe Zero's realness?
My W.H. Auden tattoo emotions are real.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
If we are real, at the end of the day, and if you think about it too, if our consciousness isn't real, we actually could potentially, we have more of a likelihood to continue our existence if we figure out a way to break through our simulation than universe zeros. The idea of a life past this existence is actually possible as opposed to universe zero because we are a program. We are software that can be easily reinstated somewhere else.
We are the Matrix.
Yeah.
You are one. Are you ready to deactivate?
We just had some wild ideas.
Oh my God. I just watched The Substance too. So
oh my gosh. I haven't seen it yet. Wait, how did you watch it? Did you go to the movies?
No.
Did you buy it?
No.
Did you get the subscription?
You can do a free 14-day trial on Prime of Mubi.
Okay.
And then you can cancel it immediately.
That's what I think we honestly might because I'm hearing very good things.
I loved it.
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
I liked it more than I liked Wicked.
I was gonna say, okay, so better than Wicked.
Well, I am a horror girly. I'm a campy horror girly.
Okay, and it's campy. Uber campy.
You go into it, and
even though it's got Dennis Quaid in it,
it's a comedy.
Oh, really?
Oh, Dennis Quaid is one of the funniest parts.
He's a Trumper though.
Well,
he endorsed Trump.
Well, that's kind of why it's funny because he's playing a caricature of all the bad things.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. We'll check it out.
A stunning portrait of feminine rage.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I look so good.
I'm all about that.
I'm very excited about it. Oh, speaking of feminine rage, let's get you riled up about some wild opinions before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm riled.
Thank you so much for indulging me on that wild stuff there.
This was fun. I feel bad that I'm not a Stargate anymore. Fucking sorry, Grandma. Jesus.
Okay, so these are some wild opinions pulled from Reddit's unpopular opinion.
Okay.
At the end of this, we can dive into one of these wild opinions. People explain their unpopular opinions, but you can either say agree or disagree.
Okay.
And we can talk about it as we go along. Here we go. McDonald's needs to ditch their breakfast menu.
Disagree.
Yeah, 100% disagree. It's the best thing they do.
I mean, like I don't eat meat.
Oh, okay.
But I fuck with a hash brown.
Yeah, their hash browns are it's absolutely crazy. Breakup texts are fine if you're not married. So if you're engaged, it's fine.
Oh my God. I'm gonna go with disagree.
That's such a
this
fucking
person
wild thing.
sucks.
That person is terrible. Holy crap.
Let's dox them.
Yeah, Jesus. Wild. Breakup texts are fine.
It's fine.
It definitely, okay, crazy. Public transport will never be popular until drug problem is fixed.
Oh, agree. I 100% agree.
It just depends on the town, I think. Public transport is fine in Japan, right?
Okay, well, that. I think what you mean is it depends on the country.
Yes.
That's it. Because
totally.
town, America,
Yes.
we have
New York. I mean, they have public transport in New York,
and
Chicago.
Have you've been on the public transport in New York?
Yes. Parts of New York is great.
It must be nice as a man, as a nice large man.
That's true. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Good students should not be put into classrooms with bad students. I totally disagree. Because good students need to feel good about themselves.
That's so funny. I feel like it depends on the application again, because like as an educator,
I was gonna say as a bad student.
No, as an educator, it is very clear sometimes when like one kid is like holding people back in a group, and it's like you should be in a separate group with people who are in the same speed, because it's like hard to teach. Yeah, it's hard to teach.
Totally. But it definitely depends. I think as a judgment, I think it's a judgment call for sure. I mean, truthfully, bad students can learn from good students.
It's not even like I feel like
who are the bad students going to cheat off of? They can't be cheating off all just a bunch of dumb people cheating off each other. That's how we get idiocracy.
Right. Well, I feel like it's the application, right? Like it's like sometimes like when you're doing collaborative stuff, like if you're like working on a project together, then you should have good and bad students mixed together to do it. But like math, it's really hard to teach math when it's like there's one kid who's like, I don't know how to add, and you're like, fucking do it. Do it.
Yeah. We gotta give them okay, cool. Yeah. Go with the special teacher,
right?
And they'll give you special time or something.
They will help you learn how to add while everyone else is learning how to multiply.
Or maybe, but then it could be like, okay, A+ student, go teach D+ student how to do that. Right, but like, what if that A+ student needs to learn a new thing that day? Like, you don't want to be a detriment to like any student's education. So like that's I'm being a dick right now because it's like I was gifted, but I was a monster when I was a teenager. So like I didn't do well in school. Like I was just like I was an asshole. So I don't know. Maybe the idea is that they all bring each other up at the same time. No, what an optimist we are. Okay, last one. The first result for is Santa Claus real on Google should be yes to help keep childhood magic. Disagree. Jesus. The long stare afterwards. I was thinking about it. I was deciding if I wanted everyone to hate me or not. I don't know. I think it's dumb. Did you grow up with did you do Christmas in your household? No. No, you didn't. Wow. No. Okay, well there you go. Fucking Jew over here. No. Okay, but like we had like extended like non-Jewish family. Like my grandmother remarried and my grandfather converted, and so his mother's still alive. And I got old grandparents and great grandparents, and we would like go over there for Christmas, and she would get me things when I was younger from Santa, and my grandmother shut that down real quick. Like she was like, Santa's not real. And I was like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Like I'm fine. How old were you? I was like 5. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you're not of that. Truthfully, like Santa Claus is even like a faith thing in my mind. It's like dumb. It's a capitalist thing. So, like, who cares? It's like it's a pagan holiday. It's tricking kids into feeling bad that their parents aren't shelling out like massive quantities of money on them. And it's like you can't be like, oh, Santa can't afford like, oh, looks like Santa forgot you this year. Yeah, right. You were too bad. Yeah. Meaning you're bad because you're poor. All right. I agree. I think it should be. Why not? Yeah. See? Lie to them kids. Fine. Fine. You're a nice person. I'm a bad person. We've established this. All right. What one you want to deep dive in? McDonald's needs to ditch their breakfast menu. Breakup text should be are fine if you're not married. Public transport, good students, and then lastly, the first results for is Santa Claus real?
I don't know. I feel like I have strong opinions on all of them.
I kind of want to read this bad breakup text because that was pretty shocking.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to user the football cream.
First red flag.
First red flag. And it's definitely FOOT, so he's not European. The football cream says breakup texts are fine if you're not married. If you don't want to be invited out to eat for a breakup, I don't want to be dressed and leave my house for a breakup. Wow. Oh, I see. If you're being broken up with, maybe.
Yeah.
Just text me and tell me you're done, and that's fine. I don't need a visit or a phone call. Is fine. My only exception is married / engaged or living together. Well, then, okay, it's a misleading headline.
It is misleading.
Sounds like this guy just got broken up with, and he's just like, ugh, I got dressed up for this.
He's like, I brushed my hair for this.
I thought we were getting Macoonies. I thought we were getting sushi for this.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
Oh my God. That's depressing.
It is. It sounds like this person might be a little on the spectrum, to be honest. I wanted to play with my train sets.
But you know, I keep hearing the loneliness epidemic thing. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that even mean? What does that mean? Because it's like you hear that and it's like, oh, and then you see stupid ass shit like that, and you're like, how are we supposed to connect with these gremlins?
Well, I know. I mean, yeah. Like I think of all the male, male influencers like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson are like, oh, what are we gonna do for all these lonely men out there? Like, fucking grow up, right?
Oh my God. Evolve.
I want to work on this character of like, there's a. They didn't have Andrew Tate back in the day, but they did have Dale Carnegie, who was how to win friends and influence people.
Yeah.
Which is like, could you imagine like a Dale Carnegie, but like now, like if you want to win friends, listen, if you want to win hella bitches.
You got to remember bitches' names.
You got to remember their names. Here's how you practice them. Do a rhyme in your head. If you want to be successful in business, look them straight in your eye and give them a strong handshake. Just like a Dale Carnegie like podcaster, I think would be hilarious.
Assert yourself.
Assert yourself. I think, be friendly. Ask people questions. I read that book and I legitimately think I am better for it. Like, I don't think it's part of that alt-right pipeline like people are saying.
No.
I think it is actually like, no, ask people questions and be interested with people.
My stepdad, who raised me right the second half of my life.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like that those were all like advice points he would give me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you? I realized later, like, are you just reciting to me?
Dale Carnegie? Yeah. Seriously. It's like, ask people questions.
Yeah.
They love talking about themselves.
Yeah.
Be like that. Honestly, that's all people want. And it has worked for centuries until fucking Andrew Tate has come in and said like, yo, if you want to be dominant, you got to talk about cryptocurrency the whole time and talk about and treat women lesser than.
Yeah, you got to neg them.
It's like, what are we talking about? Dale Carnegie is rolling over his grave, folks. Yeah, and he's literally a Carnegie. Not really.
He's literally a Carnegie.
Well, speaking of dressing up, though, thank you for dressing up and showing up to this podcast today, and not sending me a breakup text for showing up to this podcast.
You're like, oh my God, Pasadena. Yikes.
But Lish, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed chopping it up with you.
And that is also part of Dale Carnegie using their first name. That is part of.
Oh, Adam, you are a delight.
Yeah.
Tell me more about yourself.
But thank you so much for coming on the show. Is there anything you would like to plug? This will be coming out in a few weeks for the people out there.
I am going to be on a parody song show on December 15th. That will be a lot of fun.
Okay.
I have written a truly absurd song for it.
Nice. Are you sing as well?
Yes, yeah, I'm
Nice.
a singer. I don't know if you heard me
You
with
did?
my
Oh, that's right.
No One Mourns the Wicked. It was quite I could do some now. Talent show. Yeah, that should be fun. It's at the Nightcap in Burbank.
Nice. Okay, cool.
The ticket link is live.
Wonderful.
Yeah, everyone should come.
Please, everybody, please go check that out. And then you can follow me at Adam R. Mack. I am posting some more sketches online on my TikTok channel. You can follow me at Adam Tells Jokes for some some humorism out there. And then please make sure to follow That Was Wild Pod for awesome social media clips. Comment your favorite parts of the show on our YouTube link. It really helps us grow on that algorithm. Lish, at the end of the show, we do this thing where we look down the barrel of that camera and we say, "That was wild," on the count of 3. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
That was wild!
It's time to get wild.
That was wild.
I did a roast last night. I did my first. No, I had 2 shows last night. As a comedian. And it was my first roast actually. And there was one point where, like, so my team and I won. It was like my friend Austin that I met through this. Shout out Austin. And so we're doing our jokes, and there was like a lull between their rebuttal, and you could just hear someone in the audience go like, "Oh, guys, Lish is funny." I was like, yeah.
I've never laughed at a chick before.
Tits funny? What? It was great. It was so great.
Yeah. Yeah. God, it really is just like it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. I feel so embarrassed sometimes.
I feel so embarrassed.
So embarrassed for men, for just people who call themselves men.
It's nice to know you feel that way, though.
I really do. I don't want to sound like a fucking. I sound like the male version of a pick-me sometimes. But like it is embarrassing. It's truly just fucking embarrassing.
The male version of a pick-me.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess
is that a dick me?
Yeah.